I'm Bradie Tennell, and I am a women's singles skater. The Olympic cycle is 4 years, obviously culminating with the Olympic Games. And so, 4 years is kind of a long time, so a lot can happen in those years. And it's kind of important for us as athletes to pace ourselves and we kind of have to strategize a little bit about our skating and our programs and all kinds of other things. So yeah, it's difficult. A lot of work goes into it.
A lot of work does go into it, and you talk about how things can change over 4 years. Not that long ago, but certainly between at least 2018, even from the 22 cycle, but you broke your ankle, right?
Yes, I broke my ankle on Halloween of 2023. Yeah.
And it wasn't just a friendly little break.
No.
It was a scary Halloween break.
Well, yes, I broke it on something silly. We have a turn in skating called a bracket, and I do them every single day of my life. But for some reason, I just caught my edge on that one. The blades only run front to back, right? So if you try to go sideways, that's how we stop. So my blade just, when we say catch an edge, it kind of went sideways a little bit. And I lost my balance, and my other foot went into the ice at an odd angle and got stuck, and then it rolled, and I sat on it. So it wound up being an oblique spiral fracture, and then it kind of splintered up my bone a little bit further. So I wound up having to have a 4-inch plate with 5 screws put in, and then a few months later taken out. So I wound up having 2 surgeries, and being off the ice for a total of 5 months. Yeah. It was a very unwelcome break. It wasn't what I'd wanted, especially coming on the heels of my previous injury in the 21-22 season. But it did give me another chance to really commit to, that I wanted to do this. I wanted to pursue skating again. And, it allowed me to broaden my horizons in other ways, in other areas of my life. So I will look on the bright side. Of course, I don't want it to happen, but I did make good things come out of it, and for that I'm proud. I'm doing very well. I had an amazing physical therapist, and I still work with her to this day. She's incredible. I love her so much. I tell her all the time that I don't think my recovery would have gone as well or as smoothly if she wasn't my PT. So we had a really good collaboration, and I haven't really been having any issues with it. Of course, when I first came back, there were some issues, just desensitizing the surgical area and some pain and the scar tissue to work through. But thanks to my medical team, I'm doing very well now.
When it comes to adversity, you talk about 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
had it before.
Yes.
You're coming back from this ankle. You're bringing up, you as a young lady, as a child, like you learned from your mom what
Right.
it takes to get stuff done.
Yes.
Your parents divorced. Your mom was left, like, from what I understand, kind of holding the bag, making sure you're getting to skating, holding down a job. She's like around the clock, help you with your dreams while keeping food on the table.
Yes.
Describe sort of that, growing up in that environment and how it shaped you as an athlete.
Well, my mom is an incredible woman. She had a rough hand dealt to her and dealt with a lot that I didn't really fully understand until I grew up a little bit. And her commitment to myself and my brothers is something that I'll always be incredibly grateful for. And she really just set the best example for me, as a woman growing up, and her work ethic definitely rubbed off on me. You know, she always liked to say, where there's a will, there's a way. She is probably the hardest working person I know, and that had such an influence on me. And I like to think that I, you know, model her example now. But yeah, she is probably one of the biggest reasons for my success outside of myself and my inner drive. First of all, when I step on the ice, I always want to, you know, bring to life the story I'm telling. But underneath all of that, I really want people to be able to see how much I just love being out there. Because after everything I've gone through with injuries and setbacks and everything, it really is just such a privilege to still be able to compete at this level and, you know, have the skill. But this year my programs are really special to me because just with the way the years worked out and timing, I had a certain number of pieces in my head that I was kind of going down the list that I wanted to skate to. And so my short program this year is No Time to Die by Billie Eilish, from the James Bond movie, which is so much fun. It's so much fun to kind of put myself into that like iconic universe, and portray like the femme fatale kind of vibe that you can find in those movies. And I had originally wanted to skate to this piece a few years ago, coming back from my previous injury that caused me to miss the 22 games, but the timing wasn't right, and I really wanted to do it justice, so I decided to just put it on the shelf. And this year I, you know, dusted it off and brought it out, and I'm so excited to you know, see the program grow and perform it over the season. And my free skate is actually like deeply personal. I skated to this piece of music in the 2016-2017 season, my second year senior. And now I'm doing it again this year because I have, I'm working with Benoit, of course. I've worked with him, I think for the last 8 or 9 years now. So we have a really great relationship. And I really feel like I can do it justice with the way my skating has matured. And the story of the mission is very dark, right? It's brutal, it's gory. It's about these missionaries trying to bring Christianity into this very closed off and brutal part of the world. But for me, the way that I'm telling this story, I'm kind of telling my own interpretation of it, of how in 2022 I was in a very dark place after I missed the games, and I had to kind of battle and sacrifice and go through all of these like different trials and struggles over the years to kind of get to this place. Because after I missed the games in 2022, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to skate again. So just even making it this far is such an achievement for me. And so I'm really telling my own story, my own mission of my journey from, you know, the darkness to the light. There's definitely a lot of resilience that comes into play in the sport. You know, it's a very on-the-nose metaphor of, you know, you fall down, you get back up. That's basically all we do, right? So I think there's, it's kind of beautifully poetic, almost. And I love figure skating because it teaches you so many things, not just about athleticism, but about life. Like, there's a lot of life lessons in figure skating that I don't know if people realize, but it's honestly one of my favorite things about the sport and something I've really come to appreciate over the years.
What does the American flag mean to you? When you see it at a competition, and maybe you're responsible for it being hoisted above the rest, what's running through your head?
Well, there's a lot of honor and pride that I feel when I hear my name being called, you know, representing the United States of America. I remember as a kid dreaming, you know, watching these athletes on television, you know, and hearing you know, their name and their country in the same sentence. And I remember being like, oh, I want to do that one day. That's so cool. You're one of only like what, 3 people, you know, 3 women that get chosen. You know, what an honor. It's such a privilege. And it's so exciting. It's really just very exciting, and I just feel like such overwhelming happiness and pride when I see it. I have to say, we're all pretty good, right? Yeah, we've all given a lot and worked very hard, and I look around and I'm amazed at you know, being a part of this group and the things that we can do. I think it's really special.